Bush, where today we are shooting the sheet. I'm not gonna say the rest of that. I'm from Let's Have MANversation Live, and today we have Joyce Veronica. Joyce, step up to the podium. Welcome to the show.
What's up?
What's going on, Joyce? Tell my audience quickly a little bit about yourself.
So I am Joyce Veronica. I am a certified health and wellness coach. I am everything I need to be when I need to be it.
that's that's definitely awesome. Definitely awesome. So, Joyce, I do this thing called MANversations.
Yes,
And MANversations are not just held by men, they are also held by ladies, women as well too.
yes.
So Joyce, I want you to tell my audience, why are MANversations important?
Okay, so just a little history. So I'm a mom. I have two sons, a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old. And it's really good to know I'm not a man, so there's no way for me to know how men think, right? So these conversations, honestly, I log on all the time and I listen to the back and forth and, just kind of how the conversation moves to help me better talk to my sons. I always want there to be an open line of communication, but there are things that I don't necessarily understand. So they're helpful so I can kind of get their perspective. Because women, I'm gonna be honest, even though you have some women that are raising their sons alone,
Mhm.
I do have their father is in their lives, but again, predominantly they're mostly with me. But we could tend to be a little bit more emotional and maybe a little softer than we need to be sometimes. So it's good to have that perspective of, when you say man up, it really is you need to man up. So
I'm glad that we have someone on camera saying, yeah, women, we tend to be a little bit emotional, but that.
I mean, I think I think for a woman to say that they aren't, I can't speak for everyone. I can definitely only speak for me. But I'm that person or that mom, I should say, that has had the conversation of, fellas, I'm a woman first. So I'm not always gonna come at things like you do, but just give me a moment. Let me take a step back because my first response is probably always gonna be the more emotional one. So I had to stop because they were like, Mom, we don't tell you things because we know you be like, I'm gonna get you. And sometimes it's like, well, wait a minute, let me take a step back, let me look at the whole picture. But that came with growth, maturity, on all parts. And just kind of seeing, my boys grow into young men and honestly having good role models. And James, you are, one of them. I'm very appreciative of the impact you've had on both my sons and the conversation that we've had. Just kind of helped me better as a woman, as a mom, because you need that. You need that balance. I don't think, I think you have to have both. I think it's a little hard to do it by yourself.
I like the word you just used. It's called balance, because I think we live in a society right now where we're so divided. We have so many different gender wars, and
Yeah.
everybody's jockeying for position. It's like, look, I can do this all by myself, and I'm thinking to myself, no, the hell you can't. It's just,
Here's the thing, I don't want to. I'm gonna be
right,
honest.
right. Why would you want to? Why would you want to go and try to attempt these? I mean, is that giving you a badge of honor or anything like that? Especially when the product is having a child or having a son or having a daughter. For those of us single dads raising our daughters, it's having a child that is impacted by the sum of your decisions. I mean, so Joyce,
Yes.
tell my audience where they can find more information about you and all the great work that you do.
You're so awesome. So I can be found on Instagram. I'm Joyce Veronica on Instagram. I am Joyce Veronica on Facebook. And I have a new app, but to reach me directly, you can actually text me 615-813
Mhm.
0605, or you can email me at jvfitness.info@gmail.com.
Now, Joyce, while they are in that fitness mode, there are no manversations taking place, are there not?
We have lots of conversations. We are having lots of conversations. So I'm gonna say that's one of the things I love about what I do. I train different. I'm me. I'm not trying to be like anybody else,
Mhm.
but you get all of me, meaning that you get a whole, in order for the body to be well, you have to be well from the head to the toe, right? Spiritually, mentally, physically, it all ties in. So if you have stressors, that's gonna hold you back. That's gonna, you're gonna start comfort eating. So it just, I like to think that I add, how do I say this? I help my clients with life.
Mm, mm. I like that. And for the audience, for those who don't know, Joyce, she does a bunch of different fitness programs. She does some things in the high school as well too. I mean, I've seen her recently as she was doing conditioning, wind sprints, suicides with a young boys basketball team. And I'm thinking to myself, God, though, and it just goes back to the same what we're talking about having these conversations and these manversations with young men and helping them to achieve greatness, achieve their ideas of peak performance. It's different, and wouldn't you say that?
It's very different. And also, I think, we take it for granted. I mean, I don't know if you were an athlete in high school.
Mhm.
I played basketball for a little while, but I get the opportunity to touch 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds lives. You know what I mean? So we're having conversations. We're not just out there running sprints. Like, I'm explaining to you, why do you do deadlifts? Do you know
Mm.
why we do deadlifts? You know what I mean? Like, how we talk about what's going on with their bodies, what's changing in their hormones, how do they increase their testosterone levels? We're having real conversations, but that just comes with me being me. That's the kind of coach I am, or maybe that's just the kind of person I am, or maybe that's the kind of mom I am. Like, I just, so I enjoy it. I feel like, it's not feel like it's my calling, and so I'm able to give. So I enjoy it.
Last question for you, Joyce.
Yes.
What have you learned from having these conversations? We call them manversations with these young men. What has been the biggest takeaway from it all?
Ooh. Um, the biggest takeaway is that, biggest reminder is
Mm.
that we're not all, don't hold people to one season of life.
Mm.
You know what I
Mm.
mean? You can have a bad season, but don't let that one season define you.
Wow. I love that. I love that. Love that. Joyce, stick around for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about it. We got Let's Have MANversation, Huntsville, Alabama. December the 1st at the Omega Center, 181 Import Circle, Northwest. For more information on attending, vending, sponsorships, or guest visits, visit the bit.ly that is scrolling below. Also, you can contact us at the word contact at letshavemanversation.com. That is email at the word contact at letshavemanversation.com. Also, become a manspirator. No, not the Terminator. Be a manspirator. 250 words of affirmation, wisdom, importance to your younger self, your current self, or your aging self as well too. Let that all go into the book. I'm rolling it out January 1 of 2024. Be a part of it. To be a part of this project, you can email us at the word contact at letshavemanversation.com or the bit.ly below. Click on it and be good to go. Well, actually, you probably can't click on it, but just look at it and you'll be all right with that. All right. Joyce Veronica, thank you very much, man, for tuning in and rapping with me a little bit. I will see you in a few.